Good morning, almost afternoon here at Elmira Baptist Church. This is your update for Thursday, April 25th, 2024. And we're in the middle of our spring conference, the theme, Revive Us, O Lord. And the verse I'd like to share with you later today for the devotional comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 12. Paul says to the Corinthian church, "For we commend not ourselves again unto you, but give you occasion to glory on our behalf, that ye may have somewhat to answer them which glory in appearance and not in heart." Glory in appearance and not in heart. D.L. Moody said, "I believe that if there's one thing which pierces the master's heart with unutterable grief, it is not the world's iniquity, but the church's indifference." Not the world's iniquity, but the church's indifference. This Sunday will be the final Sunday that the Schmidts will be with us. And I'm going to give you some more details in a minute, but we will meet for Sunday school at 9:45. 11 o'clock will be morning worship. Food and fellowship will follow that, and then our time of praise and testimony. And then at the close of that praise and testimony time, Tim Schmidt will preach to us for the last time. And this week of meetings has been just fantastic. At least one person has been saved, made a profession of faith. We've had people express to me the work that God is doing in their hearts, and I just praise the Lord for that. I hope you will pray it through. Don't give up praying just because we're near the end of the week. And don't just pray until Sunday either. Pray beyond Sunday that the Lord will make this lasting, enduring change. I mentioned, too, that we'll be taking some love offerings. We took one last night. We'll take one Friday night. And then again on Sunday, we'll have a love offering for the Schmidts. If you've not given yet to them, there are two ways to give. You can put it on your check or your offering envelope, Schmidts, and we will get that to them. Also, you can give in the Friday offering or the Sunday afternoon offering. And everything that's collected on Friday and on Sunday afternoon, we will give to them as well. Here's the final few opportunities you have to be part of our spring conference. Today at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, elementary age children will gather here in this room, and he's going to speak to them. Friday, 7 o'clock in the evening, we'll meet as a group. On Sunday at 11, he'll preach, and again in the afternoon, he will preach. This Sunday is our fourth Sunday of the month, so we're going to have a food and fellowship after morning worship. The theme is International Favorites. There will be no grief share group that meets on those Sundays that we have a food and fellowship, so we'll postpone their meeting until May 5th. Next Thursday, May 2nd, is the National Day of Prayer, and I hope you'll think about how you can participate in extra prayer on that Thursday. Sunday, May 5th, we've got a VBS meeting immediately after morning worship and a bake sale. It's not too late to sign up for that bake sale and bring something on May 5th. And whether you bring something or not, please consider what you can do to purchase items. And all of the money that's raised on May 5th will go to our camp scholarships. Sunday, May 12th is Mother's Day. And we want to have a baby dedication on that day. And Sunday, May 12th in the evening, the Posts will be with us. They're our missionaries in New Brunswick. Monday, May 27th is Memorial Day. And as we have had in the past, we will gather for a Memorial Day picnic on that Monday. It will be at Magnolia Park. The hours are 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock, and we are meeting at Pavilion A. Sunday, June 2nd, is going to be our graduate recognition night. Let me know if you have a graduate. I've got several in the works already, but if you want to be a part of that, no. If you graduated, we want you to be a part of that. Graduated from kindergarten, high school, or college, let me know, and we'll recognize you on Sunday, June 2nd. And then Monday through Friday, June 24th to June 28th is our Vacation Bible School. That's Monday to Friday, June 24th to 28th. And again, the meeting for that is May 5th. I mentioned in previous updates that the California Family Council would be hosting the California March for Life at the Capitol in Sacramento. And that was this past Monday, and I went this past Monday to Sacramento, participated in that, and was glad to be a part of those Californians who gathered specifically to say we believe life is precious, that life begins at conception, and that we have an obligation as human beings. We have an obligation to protect life from that moment of conception until natural death. Along with that, I received an update in the newsletter that the California Baptists for Biblical Values sent out. And let me read to you from that newsletter. Quote, "It's great news when you kill an assisted suicide bill. That's what happened this week when Senator Catherine Blakespear, the author of SB 1196, the End of Life Option Act, pulled the bill. Thank you to those who took action and called their state senator and asked them to oppose this horrific legislation that makes 2 bad bills in 2 weeks that have been stopped. SB 1160, the bill that would have required the annual registration of all firearms, and this bill, SB 1196, your voice and prayers make a difference." End quote. So, 2 bad bills have been stopped, just not even getting to the floor for a vote, but in committee. And if you have not signed up for the California Baptists for Biblical Values newsletter, let me know. I can get you information on how you can sign up and then get involved by contacting your senator, contacting your assembly member from time to time to talk to them about various bills. In that same vein, I have scheduled a 5-minute meeting with our assembly member. Lori Wilson represents us in the California State Assembly, and that meeting is tomorrow in Dixon at 3:15 in the afternoon. Tomorrow, Dixon City Hall. If you are interested in going with me to meet her, we're going to pray with her, we're going to invite her to church and do our best to give her a 30-second presentation of the gospel. If you'd like to be a part of that, then would you let me know? And then plan to join me at the City Hall there in Dixon City Hall by about 2:45 tomorrow. But let me know that you'll be coming. That is Friday, 3:15 in the afternoon. Some prayer requests. Keep praying for our spring conference, which is here right now. And like I said, I don't want you to quit praying on Sunday. I want you to just pray this through. But secondly, pray for these permits. We were down to the final letter. We were having trouble getting anyone to communicate by phone, so I drove down last Friday to the Solano Irrigation District office. I drove to the office. I walked in, talked to 3 different people. The third person said, "Yes, I can help you with the letter you need to get your permit." This was Friday morning. Monday, we sent him an email to remind him that he was going to help us with this letter, and this is the response I got, quote, "I apologize, but I broke my ankle on Friday." So he's out of the office, end quote. So he's out of the office for a while. Would you pray? I saw him Friday, and he was walking. And I just feel sometimes like Satan is putting a lot of roadblocks in our way, but we're going to pray this through as well. So pray for our building permit. Now let's go back to 2 Corinthians 5:12, and let's focus on that last part of the verse, those who glory in appearance and not in heart. Some people glory in appearance. They only notice what they see on the outside. And so to them, what's on the outside is the critical measure of a man. Think of Samuel. He has gone to anoint the next king of Israel. God's already chosen that man, but he hasn't revealed to Samuel who that man is, just that he's to go to Jesse's house to find that man. And in walks the firstborn son. His name is Eliab. The Bible tells us he's tall. The Bible tells us he's handsome. And Samuel takes one look at Eliab and he says, "That must be God's man." God said to Samuel, "You look on the outward. God looks on the heart." Now it's interesting, the very next chapter in 1 Samuel tells us about the story, tells us about the events that happened between Goliath and the armies of Israel. And you remember the story, the 3 oldest sons of Jesse, which would have included Eliab, was on that battlefield for weeks. And every day Goliath would come out and he would challenge the armies of Israel to one-on-one combat. And all that time Eliab never stepped forward. Because although he was tall and he was strong and he was handsome, he lacked faith in God. David showed up after weeks of this, and he says, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? David didn't take Goliath on one-on-one combat. David didn't do that because he was braver than his brother or braver than King Saul. David did it because of his great faith in God. And God knew that, and that's why God picked David instead of Eliab. We do look on the outward appearance, and I think our outward appearance is significant. I try to have an outward appearance that doesn't distract from the message that God has for me to give to people. However, God doesn't look on the outward appearance, God looks on the heart. And we don't want to be those who glory in appearance, we want to glory in heart. It'll come out, what's in our heart will come out in our appearance, but we want to glory in heart. We don't want to be satisfied merely with looking good. We want to be satisfied with God's changes in our hearts so that we are genuinely good. We can be transparent. We can admit we have trouble here. This last Monday, as part of his preaching, Tim asked the men to share an inner man request with each other. What's an inner man request? It's the things that are going on in the inside that we need prayer for. Yes, what's going on in the outside, illness, job struggles, a relationship that's tense, those are things that we can pray for. More importantly is to pray for what's going on in our hearts. So let's not be those who glory in appearance, let's be those who glory in heart, who pay attention to our own hearts, and then pray for each other's hearts as well. Don't forget, this Sunday will be the last chance to be with Tim and Megan Schmidt for some time. So I invite you to come out. 9:45, we'll still have Sunday school. He'll preach to us at the 11 o'clock hour. We'll have a food and fellowship, and then he'll preach to us during the praise and testimony time as well. Don't miss it. What could be more important than your chance this weekend to hear about God's great work in our lives? Join us.